Hi and welcome back. My name is Emily. In this video we will take a closer look at one of the new stamp sets from Miss Ink. This one is called Snow One Like You, and I just love this adorable snowman and the cute tree and that it's covered in snow. So I will create two cards for today, and I started off by stamping these images on a piece of scrap cardstock that I have in my stash. This is some Nina 80-pound cardstock, and I will speed coloring up quite a lot because I don't think you need to see me spend some time coloring these in. And I love that there is a lot of space on this image that you can pretend is supposed to be white. So if you didn't want to spend a lot of time coloring, this could be an easy way to create your Christmas cards because you have all that white space that you don't need to color. So that is something I really like. And for my second project, I will show you a technique that is even faster than Copic coloring everything. So you will see what I will do then. And all the markers that I'm using, you can see the lids or the markers itself in the beginning when I start to color a new part of the image. So here I decided to go with a quite dull green color just to emphasize the feeling of this being outside and it's really cold, and yeah, everything is like frosty. So that is something I went for. And for the snowman's hat here, I picked a couple of brown shades, and I will color it in quite quickly as well. And you can see that this image also has one bird at his hat, and there is also one separate bird. At first here I didn't know if I was supposed to leave all the images like this or if I were going to cut it all out, but I decided to do a thing in between. Actually, you will see that I will go in and I will cut out the tree and the snowman, and then I will leave the base of this as is, and I will raise this up with some dimension. So this would be really fun if you were creating a shaker card or something like that. I think that really could work well. But you can see here I will speed this off up a little bit, and I'm using my scissors here, and I'm just carefully going around all the branches here at my tree, and I will cut away the snowflakes because I will not be needing them. So here you can see how it looks and what part I left of the bottom there. So now I will go in with some distress inks and create a really fall or winter, I would say winter scene, and I will use just two shades. I think it's Tumbled Glass, and the other one I will have them linked, but I think it's Ice Capade. I'm pretty sure that it is. And I just like how these two colors go together and really bring that cold feeling to our scene here. So since I did, this was an afterthought to just leave everything as is, I needed to have something to cover up my mistake there at the bottom because I had cut away, since this was a scrap piece of paper. So I will just cut free-handedly as a border that will look like snow, and I am making sure that my bird isn't covered but that my mistake is. So you can see I have 3 layers here of dimension on my card front, and I love that. I also decided to cut around my sentiment instead of stamping it, just to give it a little bit more dimension as well. So here comes the fun part for me. I just love decorating my projects, so I will go in with a white gel pen, and you will see I will actually in this project cover this up. The nose, or sorry, not the nose I gave some highlights, and also the tree and the scarf and everything here. But I will go in and make the snowman have some wiggly eyes in a second here, and I just love how that turned out. I always like to bring something extra to my cards, and I think just wiggly eyes or something like that is also a fun feature. So I took one of the same markers as I used for the snowman here. I believe it's C2 or C1, one of the really light shades of gray. And I'm going in emphasizing the snowbanks here, just bringing some intention and also giving it some dimension by doing this. And I just like how this looks on this card. And I like that we have our framed focal, like inked focal point in the background as well. So this is really nice. And then I went in with a white pen, and you can use a Posca pen if you have that in your stash. This was something I found in my local shop, but it works pretty much the same. So I've just created some snow dots there. And here is what I was talking about. I will go in with some wiggly eyes. I believe these are from Trinity Stamps, but you can find similar products elsewhere as well. But I like that these was really tiny, so that they fit perfectly on our snowman here. So that was nearly finished of our first project. I will go in with some glitter here, and I will use two types of glitter. This is a Nuvo pen with holographic glitter, I believe it's called, inside, and it's really beautiful, but you can use whatever you have in your stash. And the other product I believe is from Ranger, and it's also a really nice product to have, and I will have it on my snow banks, on the edges of those. And also you can see in that tree you have some snow laying, and I just wanted to emphasize that, so I went in with this product as well. So I love how that turned out, and soon we're finished with our first project for today, and we will go into the other one. So I think I sped that one up a little bit more. In this one it was quite a lot of coloring, you could see, so I hope you enjoy that. By the way, the whole release are available today, so make sure that you watch the other videos, and also that you are going over to Miss Ink's website to see close-ups of all the new fun products, as well as the Instagram. There is some fantastic inspiration over there, so make sure you don't miss out, because all of the images that are released today I absolutely love, and I know that I will be back soon with creating more cards with these products. So I started off nearly the same way as we did the previous card, but this time I stamped out both the sentiment and our snowman, and I used a stencil around it to create a white border on our flat one layer card. And I went in with some distress colors. I used evergreen bough, old paper, and black soot. I believe that is the combination, and I tried to stay away from the snowman and the tree as much as possible, and I went back and forward between the colors to get a smooth transition, and I left the down part quite light because I wanted it to have a nice transition into something that would look like snow. So here is one mistake that I wouldn't do again if I created this card, so learn from my mistake. Distress inks is water reactive, so I decided to try to take away some of the color that got to my snowman here. I used a water pen and I lifted some of the color, but this is some Nina cardstock and it's not meant to take a lot of water, so I got some ripping in the paper, or the paper got a little bit destroyed, so that left me with a problem. But I used, after it had completely dried off camera, I used an eraser just to take all of those small pieces of paper away. And you will see how I fixed this, because it wasn't that big of a deal. I just shouldn't have went in with the water. So otherwise you don't need to be too concerned with masking if you are doing something like this, because I absolutely hate masking. I don't know how about you, but that little arm, for example, on this snowman, I would have hated to fussy cut that one out. So I know that I needed to come up with a solution, and my solution was to use some gray markers. And this time I used the gray markers on my previous card as well, but this time I went in a lot heavier, and I also used zero blending marker to create a nice blend on everything. And you will see, you cannot at this point see the green showing through, but I will also go in with the same marker that I created snow falling in my previous card. I will do the same thing in this one, and I will also go over the snowman in the same way. And you can see here I also used a jelly roll pen to emphasize the snow on my branches here as well as on my snowman. And I will also go in and use it to highlight some of the parts of the scarf and the hat and so on. So this is really one of my most used tool in my stash. So if you don't have white pens, I highly recommend them, because they are so nice to have, and you can see how big of a difference these dots on my background and also on my snowman here makes. It really is the thing that brings this card together. And I thought it looked a little bit funny with only snow dots or snow falling on top of my background, so I went in on top of the tree as well, making some small dots just to make it look like the snow really is falling down on top of everything in this scene. I took a black marker, went in on top of our buttons here, but I will actually end up covering this with some embellishments in the end. For this card I didn't use any wiggly eyes, but I will go into with a white dot just to make the eyes pop a little bit more. And I did some highlighting on the bird as well, and you can see on this card I only used one of the birds, the one included in the beginning image here. So I love stamp sets like this. It's so fun and easy, and I think the looks are similar but not that similar. If that makes sense. I think they are two ways of creating something special for someone, or they are not completely the same. So if they would see them, they would know probably that you created them, but they are different enough that they feel that they are special for getting them. So that pretty much finished our products off for today, and I hope you liked it. If you did, I would be super happy if you're considering subscribing to this channel and maybe giving this video a thumbs up. That really makes a big difference for me, because that makes YouTube know that you like these types of videos, and that they will so that I know that I can keep making them. So if you want to check out the release, I will have links down below, and until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye!